According to the Alzheimer's Association, an estimated 6.7 million Americans aged 65 and older have Alzheimer's disease in 2023. Now, of course, this number is expected to rise to 13.8 million by 2060. And since June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, we've invited Andy Malivuk, senior care expert and owner of Seniors Helping Seniors, Hillsborough and Pinellas. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here to have this important conversation. How are you today?
Yeah, doing well. Thanks for inviting me. It's a really important topic, so I'm grateful for the opportunity.
It is. It really is. Okay, let's talk early signs. I feel like that's where we need to begin, talking chronologically. Early signs that people need to look for, families need to look for.
Yeah, the most common sign is forgetfulness, and it's forgetfulness and memory issues that start to cause an issue with daily life. So not with aging comes standard forgetfulness. So it's things like, if you go to the grocery store and you forgot one of your 5 items that you're going to get, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about things like misplacing your keys in the freezer, or not. It's not necessarily forgetting names. It's not recognizing familiar people. Like you just don't recognize them at all. So the forgetfulness and memory issues start to pop up early. But some more subtle signs can be around hygiene. They might start neglecting some of their hygiene. You might find them not changing their clothes. They're wearing their gown all day long, not brushing their teeth, avoiding showers, things like that, and changes in personality. So they might start getting frustrated with certain activities or events that did not frustrate them in the past. So those are some of the signs.
And then, of course, working with caregivers and adults, I mean, if you start to see these things, what do? That's what I always feel like. Families, may see signs, but sometimes we don't know where to go. We don't know how to help.
Yeah. So the first thing is try to make a log. You can go online and research like checklists.
Okay.
So it's really important because sometimes what happens, especially in the early stages, something might pop up that as the son or the daughter, and you might say, that's not normal. But then the rest of the evening goes off, is great, and they're great. And the next day they might be great.
Yeah.
But then a couple days later, something else happens. And so we tend to want to think the best, and maybe we're not taking a good account of everything that's happening. And so printing off one of those checklists, taking a log of the activities, the frequency of them, the severity of them, that's going to help with the conversation that will eventually need to happen with your loved one. But it's also going to be a tremendous help when you finally, the goal is to get into the doctor. And having all that information is going to help. So start taking that log, and then eventually you got to have the hard conversation with the loved one.
Which, it's interesting. I want to kind of go back to the red flags that you said and like the personality change. I feel like there's a level of frustration that we all deal with when getting older. I know myself, even when I've misplaced something, I'm like, oh, come on, Natalie, So there's a difference between that people may say my personality is changing, yet that's just frustration. How do you know it's a difference between personality change that is a red flag and just frustration over the everyday aging?
Yeah, so it goes back to if it's happening infrequently and it's not stopping your daily life.
Okay.
So you're remembering things like you're going to your appointments, you're remembering the people that you interact with, but as soon as you start missing appointments, you're uncomfortable or the person is uncomfortable, not familiar with familiar settings, like even within the home.
Yeah.
Safety starts to become an issue. That's when you have to start having that conversation.
And of course, I know personally, that's, I think, what got you involved in this, didn't it?
Yes, absolutely. So my mom was actually diagnosed with the disease. She's since passed, but we were going through kind of this process with her as well.
Yeah.
And it ended up being part of the inspiration for getting involved with Seniors Helping Seniors was that the caregiver that ended up working really, really well for her and the rest of our family was a 55-year-old woman who became like part of the family. And so it made all the difference in the world.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, of course, you've decided to pay it forward in your mom's memory. And we want to make sure and share the information so people can learn more. Because I think, again, there's a feeling of, I don't know where to go for help. SeniorsHelpingSeniors.com. You know firsthand the impact it had for you. And I'm so glad, Andy, you were able to be here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.